at this point, the thrilled to be working with her is Kathy Fisher. Fisher can do it. I think we're doing anywhere from 5 to 6 tracks, probably even more in the future, I would assume. Well, there was never a change. It was more of an expansion, because I mean, honestly, after doing 10 years of 138, 140 stuff, I mean, you just get bored. I mean, it's the same production techniques. It's a very, very regimented genre. Well, I don't want to say it's a genre, because the tempo is not a genre. But the stuff at 140 has to go abide by tons and tons of rules. And you know, you're not allowed to use pre-shifted claps. You know, your bass lines have to be like machine gun fire as opposed to more funky groovy stuff. And at a certain point, you just want to try to see what the other people are using and what kind of techniques they got. And now, at this point, that I've had that my exploration time, kind of a production mode of sowing my oats. Yeah, I can come back to trance and actually bring these new techniques into all these new tracks. And you're going to hear a lot of the stuff that I'm making at 140 now, using a lot of the techniques that I've picked up over the last 12 months. And I think it's really helped the tracks tremendously.
Yeah. So do your fans respond?
Violently. I mean, normally, I mean, the hardcore, and you know, I was the same way, of course. I mean, I was just like all them, until I opened my mind. But before that, I can still understand the mentality of people not warming up to anything but this in trance. And trance fans are basically the only ones that are like this, where if you go and do something that's not trance or something that uses a copy, you know, an instance of native instruments massive, you're automatically a dubstep artist, or you are or you may, I don't even know, you know, like even the word electro and trance, both those words are used way too much, and the word electro is now kind of just stomped upon. So everyone thinks electro is like something like Afrojack and Sander Van Doorn. That's not true. That's just commercial radio mainstream stuff, and they just invade the Beatport electro chart just to get better chart positions. Fair enough. That's a business model. But I think real electro is somebody more like Far Too Loud, who's just unbelievable, and the production is intimidating. Social media, you've united the entire world and also given everybody else a voice too. And that's good though. I mean, you do need the feedback to keep you on your toes, and you need to know if you are really venturing on into no man's land as far as production goes. And the fans are, relative. They're not necessarily objective. They're subjective, but this is the nature of the entire industry. It's subjective, so you just gotta deal with it. If I could live in a studio for the rest of my life, I wouldn't do that. I think my studio is my it's just where I find my solace. I mean, it's just much easier. I just prefer to produce. I mean, I started as a producer and didn't have any intention of being a DJ, but when I realized that all music was pirated in the first place, and you have to go out there to earn a living from music with DJing, that's why I do what I do. Yeah, but I mean, it ended up being hell of a lot of fun, and you ended up meeting great people along the way, but you didn't know that when you start. So.
And how did you start out?
I think after Lift, and also I won this Sander Van Doorn remix contest. I think that was back in, it was either 05 or 06. And the combination of the two, Lift doing very good as far as support with Armin, Ferry, and Tiesto, plus the winning of that contest with Sander Van Doorn brought enough attention onto what I was doing. And luckily at the time I was basically just producing my ass off, and it was just non-stop then. So there was the combination of the two. I have a favorite venue.
Avalon Hollywood.
Avalon, yeah.
Oh yeah, I can't give you that answer yet. So I'm hoping I'm going to say Avalon. This is my first time at Avalon, but I mean, Patterson, Simon Patterson was here just a few weeks ago.
Yes.
And he says this was his favorite venue that he's ever played at, as far as clubs go, and also not even just as far as North America goes, as far as the world goes. So I'm hoping it lives up to that. But for the time being, before I say Avalon as my answer, no, I mean, I would say probably any venue in New York, because I can play for my friends and family back home, and that's so big. It could be Webster Hall, it could be Pasha, it could be anything there. Paul Van Dyke's Politics of Dancing 1 takes up permanent residency in my car. It never ever budges. It's always there, both discs. One of the best compilations. It didn't age as well as I thought it would. but it's still fantastic to listen to in the club.
It's coming out with a third one this fall. We'll see that.
Yeah, I was supposed to be
Coming back
to doing a collaboration, but I just read
The reminder right there.
I know. Let's do it this week, actually. So. Go! Basics, and I did a very, very shrewd picture of my daughter in headphones and said, you know, spoke for me. She's cute as shit, so.
So it worked.
Yes.
I mean, do you even really care about it?
I don't think you really can care anymore after last year's thing where Sasha wasn't even in the top 100. I think that was the biggest, just, I don't want to say a joke, but it's just obvious to see. It's not even necessarily a popularity contest, it's just, but it is what it is. I mean, it's very important to all the DJs. I mean, a lot of the guys, you know, really need to be in there. But as far as trance guy goes, I think it's more important just to be pumping out tracks. I think a lot of the agencies lose sight of the fact of really, really what's important to be putting gigs in your diary and to be slamming it. And everybody's just out campaigning for this next 3 months. I think it's a total waste of time.
Yeah.
I think they should be just producing tracks, getting gigs, doing good shows, and just chatting with the fans. And you will get both because of that. I try to be responsible nowadays because I have to get back and normally have to be producing on Monday first thing anyway, because it's just the most important thing. But yeah, I mean, previously in my old, I would do after parties. I've done it. You can do both ways. I mean, some people give you a pretty loose thing, and then normally you have an incentive to actually do it early, and then they're happy, and you get more work from them.
Okay.
Apart from that, but yeah, I mean, this is a business where deadlines are normally broken. I guess, I mean, even the bands that I like outside of DJing would be kind of more electronic stuff like Prodigy and stuff. So.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
What did you grow
Let's
up
say
with?
Moby.
Moby.
Well, I grew up listening to like, you know, the 90s alternative kind of thing like Pearl Jam and Smashing Pumpkins and all that stuff. So that I was really into that, like the Seattle kind of style. But you know, obviously I've gotten really quite niched now, and I don't have so much time to listen to other stuff. Drum and bass I like.